So it's wave 2 and we come up against another familiar foe, the Golden Guardian. This is something a lot of people have been stuck on, and a lot of the strategy used in wave 1 now no longer work for wave 2. It is a tough fight, that is what it is meant to be, but hopefully this video will give you some tips on how to beat him. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, Ragewood here, back with another Godforge video, and today we are revisiting the Golden Guardian. Now, I'm on floor 120 right now, but this boss in general tends to be quite a big stumbling block for a lot of people. Now, I did put a video out from Alpha Wave 1 on how to sort of master this, as it were, but some of the strategies that were used in that now no longer work, specifically the Ame no Nuboko and the Infinite Divinity Steel. So it's become an awful lot harder for people to manage to kill it essentially before the ultimate goes off. Now, when it comes to team building and strategy, the first thing that I've always tried to do is just survive. If you can survive the entire fight till you get to the boss, then you know at that point it is a DPS check. If you're dying before you're even getting to that point, then you just don't have enough survivability. So that would be the first thing to do for players trying to figure out how to beat this boss is, are you dying before the ultimate, or is it the ultimate itself that is causing you to fail? So the strategy I'm using is very similar to Fafnir, which is nice in a way because it means players can build certain units to cover the majority of these bosses. But the main strategy is effectively utilizing two defenders with Isolde once again to provide us that base layer of survivability. And one of my defenders does also have the Isolde passive on them as well. In fact, I think both of them might do actually in this instance. Now, defenders of choice, I've got Shishi, mainly because obviously Shishi is phenomenal in Fafnir, so if we can use him in this fight as well, happy days. Brunhild is queen. She was an honourable mention in my top 5 epics from the last wave. I think she now maybe creeps into this topic of conversation. Not only does she bring attack down 2, which is very nice, but the radiance and the damage reflection is being a massive help. Now, whether it is bugged or not, we don't know, so take this with a pinch of salt. And I will run similar teams using the same strategy, but with different characters, taking Brunhild out, just in case that it is. But that's essentially what this core group over here on my left are doing. On the right then, we've got two starter units. We've got Guan Yu, who I've been very vocal on being probably the worst starter. He might not be anymore. It's funny how things turn around. But yes, Guan Yu faces drain, more importantly has maximum HP damage on his basic. Now, I have purposefully chosen no legendaries, no follow-up attackers, nothing like that, to try and make this as hard as possible. But, if you have a Heimdall, you have a Zeus, a Shamash for the follow-up attacks to get more max HP damage in, then that is great. Bring that in. Lastly, we have Ramses. Ramses is here mainly to place the acid and help us get through that first sort of 2 waves to get to the Golden Guardian. I've got high accuracy on him to place those acids to do as much damage as we can to the boss. So that's sort of the base concept. These two here are pretty replaceable. You can use Hercules here for acid. If you've got Achilles, you can use Achilles for bleeds. Volkodlak, Dracula, anyone that's placing multiple bleeds in quick succession. Beowulf can swap Guan Yu. You can also bring another damage over time unit, maybe Hercules and Ramses, that kind of thing. And yet the two defenders are interchangeable. The important thing is that they have the Isolde passive and maybe Isolde. Anyway, so with that being said, let's start the run, shall we? So you'll notice that we've left an awful lot of our ultimates up for this sort of opening barrage from the Golden Guardian. So I'm going to use all these on the last turn, which is going to be Shishi in a moment. For now, though, we're just using our abilities. Clearly, I don't have enough accuracy. That is fine, but we're now just going to pop everything right here. Try and boost our turn meter to get Guan Yu to get at least one turn in. Place the ally protect, place the radiance, and then get to it. So he's going to take a turn. And once again, that initial onslaught not doing too much to us. Lots of heals going off here. Now at this point, you're going to start to see the maximum HP damage coming from Guan Yu. Now, is it a huge amount? No, but, the idea is that we're not one-shotting this boss. We are just doing enough damage as time goes on to slowly chunk it down. Once again, a large chunk of damage, and that's coming from two places. That is the reflection and the acid. Now, supposedly acids are supposed to do significantly reduced damage. I don't know if that is happening right now. Will it get patched in Wave 3? I don't know. I will, of course, do updated videos for Wave 3 if that happens. Another large hit from Guan Yu. Sorry, increased defense on ourselves there. And try and get the attack down from Shishi, which we did. Now, the attack down from Shishi is not as strong as the one from Brunhild, but we're working with what we've got. Placing the Radiance up on us once again to decrease the damage and reflect some. Placing the Drain. Ooh, okay. Missing the Drain there isn't great, but we're going to just keep working with what we've got. So no maximum HP damage right now. We're just going to keep cycling through. Now we can see the initiative ticking up with each passing turn, which is a concern. I'm hoping we will be able to do it. Say, not landing that drain was massive there for us and could be the reason that we don't do this, but we're going to keep trying anyway. Hopefully the acids clutch up for us. Placing the ally protect. Oh, we're getting the drain now. Are we going to get there? Big chunk. God, I hope we do. Reflection. I think we might just do it, There we go. Beneath that 1% threshold. Job done. Now, looking back at the stats here, this is an interesting tell, all right? So we can see that Ramses did the most damage. He is the only 6-star that we've got on the team here, doing 1.34 million damage. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say right away. They don't have a 6-star at this point. Simon did drop everyone 5 5-star spirits to be able to make someone a 6-star. So this is what I'm saying. Hopefully you put that into a damage dealer. If you didn't, don't worry, because Ramsey's damage here is coming from the acid, and that is based on the boss's stats. So even you can do this with a team of 50s. In fact, I did this with 50s and 40s. So if you don't have a 6-star, don't panic too much. But yes, obviously the damage showing there. Guan Yu coming in second then with the 800,000. Again, a lot of that coming from the maximum HP damage, but also between these two, some of it is coming from the waves initially. Then we have Brunhild doing 500k, which is an awful lot. That is coming from the damage reflection from the Radiance. So, if I had to pick someone that I wouldn't want to change at all, it might even be Brunhild, Everyone else you could probably change, but yeah, Brunhild probably the least interchangeable. But again, I will prove that it doesn't matter in a moment, whilst also trying to keep this video short. Then these two you can see are just here for the support purposes, really. I will quickly show you the gear, and then I'll show you some other teams. So the weapon that we are using is Heka. Why did I pick Heka? Because of the accuracy. Now, my accuracy is actually rather low. We've also got crit rate on the top, crit damage with accuracy, attack percent, crit damage gloves, attack percent again, and then speed boot. So a cookie cutter damage dealer build. The important thing though is getting as much accuracy as you can on him. Now, if you don't have Hecker, another weapon that I like is Shamshir, once again giving us the accuracy which we've got on our Guan Yu. Next up, we've got Brunhild. Brunhild we've got in the Shepherd's Axe, which again, I really love. I think this is a fantastic weapon, especially for your defenders and damage dealers. Again, with an Isolde passive on. And yeah, we've just gone for, a lot of accuracy, or as much as we can get to try and land the attack down. Lots of speed, lots of defense. Defense percentage main, defense main, accuracy on the gloves, defense legs, and speed boots. Guan Yu is an interesting one. Now, I've gone for like a standard damage build here because I knew that I could survive with the support that I had. Crit damage, attack percent, crit rate, flat HP legs, I'll come on to that into a moment, and speed boots. So, our accuracy is very high, or a lot higher than everyone else, because the drain is so important, but we still missed it, which is unfortunate. But the reason I've gone for HP legs here, not only just because they're 5-star, so I was going to get more substat rolls, is damage scales off of max HP. So it doesn't matter how we build him. As you can see, it says 320% attack, but if its drain deals additional damage equal to 5% times max HP. So it's more important that he lives more than anything else. This could be defense percent, this could be HP percent, same up here. You just want him to survive till that final fight. Now, ultimately, I went with attack percent because I needed the help to clear the waves to get to the boss, which is why I've gone for sort of like a hybrid mix up here. But just bear that in mind. It could be worth putting HP percent or even defense percent main stats on him here to get him to live through. Crit capped, a little bit crit damage there as well. Shishi, not going to spend too long on him, but much of the same as Brunhild, really. Speed on the legs, because I didn't have any defense legs to put on him. So defense substats. And then we've gone defense percent on the boots. This is what I love about how Fateless have done with their gearing. The fact that if you're lacking speed one side, you can sort of flip-flop between the two, and that is wonderful. I hope the gear system does not change personally. I kind of love what they've done there. And then Isolde, again, is really just here for her passive. So we've just gone for as much HP as possible. So we got her in a Thunderbolt just to do a little bit more damage where she can. But as you saw, it didn't really pay much attention to it. It's the HP percentage there that I want. HP, 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 and then some speed at the end. 30k at level 40 is quite nice because, as you can see, it heals by 5% of this hero's max HP. So that is the basis of the team. I'm going to say just swap some gear around, show you some different options to show that it is still possible, and try not to keep this video going on too much longer. So you can see that, if you don't have Brunhild, if you don't have things, if you're trying Beowulf, that they will all still work. So we'll be back in a moment. So this time around, as you can see, we've switched things up a little bit. We've dropped Brunhild, Guan Yu, and Ramses, and we've brought in the Hound of Duat, Lady Shock, and Beowulf. So Beowulf is now our max HP damage dealer. Lady Shock is going to be our damage over timer, even though it's too low in my opinion. Hopefully land the attack down. Didn't land the attack down, but we've got the protection from the Hound of Duat on everybody, and we've got those passives, so we should be just fine, and we are. So just making our way through, landing the bleed. Gonna put ally attack back up on everyone. Did get the attack down this time. Facing the increase attack. And then use the ultimate ability. And the core. And the nice thing is now, if we click the info tab, we can actually see how many bleeds we've got. Anyway, yes, to stop this dragging on, gonna just pause the recording here and show you when we get to the end. Right, so here we are, guys. As you can see, we did get through it, although it was far too close for comfort. So you can see here, Beowulf says 0 damage. I was experiencing a bug through this where it was saying like blocked. Like when I tried to do damage, it would say blocked and then it wouldn't do damage, which is very weird. But I knew we had that issue with if he was equipped with a lifesteal set in wave 1, and he is now. So yeah, he certainly could have been kicking out a lot more than what we're seeing here. And as a result, the boss did actually use his ultimate on me. But we had the Phoenix up on our Hound here. So we survived through the ult, and then it just, the bleeds that we'd placed for Lady Shock just ticked and killed it. So yeah, not sure what was going on there. Beowulf looks like can still work, but maybe don't run him in a lifesteal set just in case that bug is still hanging around. But very, very close. You can see already where Brunhild's Radiance Reflection is coming in clutch here. Just a quick look at the gear as well. So as you can see, double lifesteal, double soul for the increased ultimate damage, although it wasn't really working. Army no new Boko, whilst you can't infinitely drain them anymore, still helps a little bit. Almost crit capped, 200% crit damage. 100 accuracy for the strong hit bonuses as well. Everyone else was basically the same. Lady Shock was now in slightly different setup from Ramses. You can see we've got more accuracy, largely down to the Hecker increase there. And then how to do that is in very similar setup to what Brunhild was in. Shishi and Isolde wearing the same thing, so we will run one more team. Can we just take a minute to see how disgusting a maxed out hell is? 28k. That heal is 15% of the damage we did. So yeah, you guys do the math. That is a large hit on the core. So as you can see, coming to the end of this fight, we've used Achilles this time around to stack a load of bleeds. We've used Tristan for the Radiance, and we've used Hel as our early wave clear, as you saw, but also she brings defense down on the bosses, which is nice. And we've just sailed through this pretty easily. The bleeds going off at the end there. A little bit of a bug with everyone being invisible, but as you can see, I mean, that's a little bit weird, but Achilles doing all of the damage here. Just quickly show you the gear. Now, I have got a large Hecker on him, because this is how you're going to build him. So I've got a 5-star rank 40 Hecker, 211 accuracy, and we've gone for HP similar to Guan because we just want him to land those bleeds and survive. And that is it then, guys. So hopefully this helps you. Not every run is going to be perfect. So as I say, to summarize, the first thing you need to do is make sure that you can survive the entire fight. From there, then you're going to add in damage DPS to kill it before it kills you. It is a speed race. Now, things that I haven't utilized today that you can do to help is speed down and initiative down. Those are the two things right there. Initiative down will obviously stop his ultimate gain, and the speed down will stop his turns. Those are two very good debuffs that I would try to utilize. If you're running a bleed strategy similar to what we're doing here, you don't want the speed down, you just want the initiative down, because you want him to take turns, but you want those turns to be less impactful, hence the initiative down. Someone like Pangu has initiative down. Obviously, Anubis also does initiative down, and then Set. Now, how good it is trying to squeeze Set into here, I don't know. I look at his kit and it doesn't really strike me as someone that impactful. So perhaps that's kind of a force that you don't need, but certainly if you've got Pangu or Anubis, bring those in. Anyway, that is it from me. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have found this useful and it helps you clear through. Take care and look after yourselves. Work hard. As always, play harder. And I will see you in another video soon. Cheers.